Now then, while Kenya is becoming relatively well known around the world as an ICT development hotspot, some tech experts believe that local corporates are not making the most of that potential. Now, the rise of Kenya's so-called Silicon Savannah does continue to generate quite a bit of investor excitement, with millions of shillings being injected into Kenya's startup scene. But it's been about 10 years since Kenya's Safaricom released its game-changing mobile money transfer service, Mpesa. There's been very little to rival it ever since. Kenyan companies seem to be unable to bag tech innovation awards on a major level. Here's part of my discussion earlier on with Andrew Mwenda from CIO Kenya.
From an industry perspective, I think there's a lot more happening. Possibly what a lot of people in the public sphere don't realize is there's a lot more. And what is happening does not necessarily get that publicity. But there's a lot of innovation that's happening in the industry, especially changing how we are conducting business, how we are delivering to customers. And that does not necessarily come out probably as strongly as Mpesa, but it's there. There's a lot happening.
Is it because perhaps that's more business-to-business innovation instead of business-to-customer innovation?
I think it's more business to customer right now. And even the innovation that's coming out of the market is very customer focused.
Right. Let's talk about that spend in a little more detail, especially when it comes to things like research and development. It's an item. It's a line item of spending that rarely gets attention across Kenya. Yeah. Does it actually exist, especially among blue chip firms? Are companies really investing in researching and developing new products, especially on the IT side?
Yes. It does exist. It does exist, and even in IT and non-IT, what you're finding more so is the CIO is very much aligned to research and development, because it's through research and R&D that they're able to know where the focus should be on in terms of the ICT budget. And innovation in IT is a continuous process that, of course, requires R&D. Because you have to be sure where you're spending your money, and you have to be sure where you're going to get your real returns based on market demands.
But do we have any idea how much money is being spent? Say, for example, if you look at the companies that are listed at the NSC, do we have any idea exactly how much on average is being spent in a year on R&D?
I cannot give you the specific numbers. And they vary. I'd have to refer to our data last year. We do a survey called CIO 100 survey, which actually highlights or tries to pick out some of those areas. What is the spend, and if it's the spend in R&D, is it creating the desired impact as far as innovation is concerned? In terms of specific numbers, I cannot give you right now.
Okay. One last question for you, sir. When we talk about getting new products, R&D, of course, is one route to getting one of those. But the other, of course, would be perhaps to acquire companies that are doing interesting things. One example that does come to mind was Safaricom's acquisition of M-Ledger, which is then rolled out as an entirely new product, or rather a new product for some of us, to its client base. Are we seeing a lot more companies in Kenya trying to do that? Instead of investing in R&D, they divert that exact same amount of capital into buying SMEs that have smart ideas or smart products.
Yeah. We are seeing a lot of that. We are seeing a lot of that. What, again, as I said, you might not know is both the Safaricoms, the Airtels, and all these companies are investing in value-added services. Some of those value-added services are basically bought from innovators, people in the hubs.